President Park Geun-hye, meanwhile, was briefed immediately this morning after the blast was detected. She's now on her way back to South Korea from Laos, where she cut short her diplomatic schedule to attend to the situation here in Seoul. As Commander-in-Chief, she condemned the regime for ignoring international calls for it to give up its weapons and vowed stronger countermeasures against the North. Song Ji-sun reports.
Following North Korea's fifth nuclear test, President Park Geun-hye immediately ordered a National Security Council meeting back home, which was chaired by Prime Minister Hwang Kyo-ahn. After an emergency meeting with her chief aides and cabinet members in Vientiane, President Park released a message strongly condemning North Korea's fifth nuclear test. She said the test only proves the Kim Jong-un regime's mad recklessness, and that this fifth nuclear test, following the fourth one earlier this year, is a clear violation of the UN Security Council resolution, neglecting the international community. Park noted that the North nuclear test comes less than 24 hours after the East Asia Summit adopted an unprecedented non-proliferation statement on Thursday, urging North Korea to abandon its nuclear program and abide by its international obligations. It was the first separate statement from the Regional Security Forum to refer specifically to North Korea. She also said Pyongyang is on the path to self-destruction and further isolation, as long as it completely ignores the international call for it to give up its nuclear ambitions. President Park also spoke with U.S. President Barack Obama on the phone less than 4 hours after the confirmed launch. Canceling her afternoon schedule on her official visit to Laos, Park cut the day short and wrapped her trip with the Korea-Laos summit. During her 8-day multilateral diplomacy trip, President Park has held a series of bilateral talks with the leaders of the U.S., Russia, China, and Japan, garnering their support to fully implement the UN sanctions on North Korea's nuclear provocations. Through the process, Seoul has vowed to rev up trilateral cooperation with the U.S. and Japan, and trilateral communication with the U.S. and China to counter North Korean threats. In an apparent protest to that international unity against the regime's continued provocations, Pyongyang launched ballistic missiles on Monday while the G20 summit was underway in Hangzhou, China. And on the president's last day of the three-nation multilateral diplomacy trip, Pyongyang appears to have again protested Seoul's strengthened international ties to jointly counter North Korean threats. President Park said that Seoul, in close alliance with the international community, will seek stronger sanctions on global and bilateral levels and take all necessary measures to pressure North Korea to abandon its nuclear program. Song Ji-sun, Arirang News, Vientiane.